Hello everyone, Cup Check. So, today's video, we're going to be going over UFC 322, dvalishvili versus Yan 2. Now guys, I'm an uber casual. I don't know if you guys know that about me or not, but yeah man, people forget. I only talk about big pay-per-views, freak fight nights. I'm kidding. I'm going to try and do fight nights too, especially next week's, best as I can. But in the meantime, let's appreciate UFC 323. It's a very stacked card. I'm not going to lie. I love most of the fighters on this card, and I know pretty much every single fighter on this card. And I've seen them at least fight once or twice, or even 4 times. Merab being like the biggest one. I've seen him fight like I've seen his entire title reign, guys, I swear. Aside from him versus O'Malley too. That is the only one I didn't see, sadly. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. So, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event, UFC 322, dvalishvili versus Yan 2. Starting with the opener of Naimov versus Mohamed Naimov versus Marion Santos. Now, I'm not going to lie, guys. I've never seen these guys fight. So, you're probably thinking, great. Another random selection. Yeah, I'm picking Marion Santos. I don't know. Sorry. I'm uber casual, so, you know. For the second fight, everyone's picking Mansour Abdul Malik. I'm pretty sure my brother literally showed me what the odds are for this fight. Quite literally, I think Mansour Abdul Malik is quite literally like a minus 1,000 favorite. Which means Antonio Trocali is literally a sacrificial lamb. Now, if you're minus 1,000 favorite, you should absolutely diabolically slime out your opponent. And again, because I've seen neither of these guys fight, but all I know is that Antonio Trocali's lost both his last 2 fights. I would also bet on Mansour Abdul Malik. Right? No, Mansour Abdul Malik. I think I just said that. I said it right. Alright. Ivo Aslan versus Ivo Baranuski. I'm not going to lie, I'm not betting on Ivo Aslan. He's not that good. I mean, he lost to Billy Elicana in boring fashion. Like, I'm not kidding. You can't make this crap up. He lost. Straight up lost. Close fight. Because they were both so so much nothing happening in the whole fight. The whole time. I said this is going to be like a rapid fire picks, but I ended up getting up a photo of all these guys here. So you guys can't see it. I should have used screen share. I'm a dummy for not using it. But yeah. I got Ivo Baranuski. Finish. I think he's gonna finish Ivo Aslan. Ivo Aslan is Aslan. I've said this before. He's not good, guys. He is not good. He's absolutely garbanzo bad. Like, I don't know. I mean, he's lost his last 2 fights in a row. And he's pretty hittable. You know, he just likes to scrap, really. But he's not particularly good. I've never seen Ivo Baranuski fight, but I'm picking him anyway because I just know Ivo Aslan is just not good at all. I just know he's not good. Therefore, I will not pick him. So I got Ivo Baranuski by round, not round. I'm not going to give you a round. I don't like saying rounds. But by finish, by TKO. I got him by TKO. Edson Barboza versus Jalen Turner. Or Jalen Turner, however you want to say it. I'm going to say Jalen Turner because there's no I, so it's probably Jalen Turner. Alright, anyway, moving on. Sad to say this, but I think Edson Barboza is getting finished by Jalen Turner. I think he's old. I think he's slower than he has been for a long time. I think Jalen Turner's still pretty much just as good as he was. I mean, he lost his last 2 fights in a row, but let's not forget, like, he could have beat Moicano if he wanted to. Like, if he just went for the finish in that fight, when he dropped him, he would have won the fight. But he lost to Ignacio Bahamondes by submission. That's not a bad look. Ignacio's a good fighter. Let's not trick ourselves here. Jalen Turner is probably sliming out Barboza. Submission, TKO, KO, excuse me, doesn't really matter. I think Jalen Turner's going to get this. Pretty easily, I'm not going to lie. He's taller, he's longer, he's probably more powerful. One thing I'll give Edson Barboza is experience, but that's not helping him here. Again, I've said this before, like, experience helps out until a certain point. And he's 40 years old, way out of his prime, and has lost his last 2 fights in a row. His last win was 2024. Edson Barboza is probably going to get TKO'd or submitted. But either way, it doesn't really matter. He's getting finished in this fight, most likely. Now, if he doesn't get finished, what's going to happen? A boring decision. If Jalen Turner isn't on the front foot trying to finish Edson Barboza, this is probably going to be a very bad decision. It's going to be a boring or bad decision. Like, it's either going to be a robbery, which is crazy to say for Barboza, or just a boring fight in general. Now, that doesn't mean either one's going to concretely win, but still, I'm just saying that. Okay, I'm just saying. Either way, I got Jalen Turner by TKO or submission in any round. I think he can get it early, probably round 1 or 2, most likely 1 though. Moving on to the final early prelim, which this is disrespect to Marvin Vettori and Bruno Ferreira. But we got Bruno Ferreira versus Marvin Vettori. Now, I just saw the weigh-ins, and Bruno Ferreira actually missed weight, sadly. And I'm not going to lie, he looked kind of bad. He looked weak. Like he was in pain. I'm picking Marvin Vettori. I don't know if Bruno Ferreira has power like that, guys. I just don't know. He does have power like that. I have to admit it. Okay, I can't just lie to you guys and say, I don't know. I know. Yeah, he has power like that. But Marvin Vettori, he's got a chin to be reckoned with. He's got an uncrackable chin, guys. He's uncrackable. What can I say? And Bruno Ferreira, he's an explosive, stocky 185er. But, I don't know. We haven't really seen Bruno Ferreira really be tested too much. He literally lost his first fight in the UFC. Then he comes in short notice, knocks out RoboCop in glorious fashion. I mean, he really did just blow his head off with a singular hook to the chin. I mean, put him out cold. Brutal, but, it happens. Marvin Vettori has never been chinned. He's never been finished. He's good enough to not get finished, but he's not good enough to win the fight. I don't know. I want to pick Marvin Vettori, but I don't know if I can. I mean, yeah, Bruno Ferreira looked terrible on the scales. That is making me lean towards Marvin Vettori, and I was already slightly leaning towards Marvin Vettori because he's just got such a good chin and is such a well-rounded fighter. For middleweight. I want to go with Marvin Vettori, guys. I want to go with Marvin Vettori by decision. Unanimous decision, too. And hey, maybe if he's got some power in his shots, maybe a finish. But most likely not. I'm picking Marvin Vettori by decision, guys. Unanimous decision, Marvin Vettori. Okay. I just want, I want Unk to win. I want Unk to win. Okay, Unk needs to win. Okay, he needs to win. You can't be losing to literally everybody in the middleweight division. Okay, for some reason he had a He's had a freaking 2 fights with Roman Dolidze. Absolutely, utterly diabolical. And he beat him the first time, but then he lost. So, in their second fight. So that's freaking fantastic. And still I want to pick Marvin Vettori, just because I don't think Bruno Ferreira is really that good or experienced. He's powerful, yes. Is he great? No, guys, no. He's not great. Okay, he's good enough and powerful enough. But how many guys in the middleweight division, sorry, not welterweight, middleweight division are freaking powerful enough and just good enough to get by with their power? We've seen so many powerful fighters fight, guys. I'm not kidding. There's so many super heavy hitters in the 185 division. Bruno Ferreira just happens to be like one on the lesser skilled side. And don't get me wrong, Marvin Vettori, he's not the greatest fighter in the middleweight division. I'm not glazing him. He's on a 5-fight freaking losing streak. But he's well-rounded enough to give pretty much anybody a tough fight. And he's never been finished. He probably will never be finished unless he goes over to like bare knuckle boxing. I'm going to pick Marvin Vettori by unanimous decision, 29-28, okay? I believe Unk can still get a win. Fingers crossed. I also think Bruno Ferreira is just a little too inexperienced. And also, again, he looked weight drained. And he missed weight by like 2 pounds or something like that. And looked bad on the scales. Which just makes me want to pick Marvin Vettori again even more. And I will pick him. Alright, moving on to the preliminary card. Not the early prelims, but the late prelims. We got here Fares Ziam versus Nassim Sadikov. Now, I see a lot of people picking Fares Ziam by unanimous decision. But I think Nassim Sadikov's going to hand Fares Ziam a finish loss. I think he's going to TKO Fares Ziam, bro. Maybe that's biased, considering I saw Nassim Sadikov almost get finished and then finish Nicholas Mata. Excuse me. Keep burping so much. But again, I want to pick Nassim Sadikov by TKO in the second. I'm not going to give you guys a round. Sorry. I keep trying to predict rounds. I'm gonna get Nassim Sadikov by TKO. Some reason I want to pick TKO for I want him to TKO Fares Ziam. I think if Fares Ziam can only win by unanimous decision and only finish really bad fighters, then you're not that good. But Nassim Sadikov is on like a 3 or 4 fight winning streak, finish streak. So I'm gonna pick Nassim Sadikov, guys. I really am. I'm gonna do it now. I'm telling you right now. All the people that are picking Fares Ziam, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't see it. He's good, but is he? You know, what's his chin look like? You know, like Nassim Sadikov's gonna make this an ugly fight. Gonna make it ugly. He's gonna get in there. He's gonna punch his way through freaking everything. Okay, he's gonna just push forward. If he gets chinned, freak, I'm dumb. If he loses unanimous decision, freak. Okay, a lot of people expected that. I'm just trying to pick the underdog here. I think, anyway. I think he's an underdog. Could be wrong. But I'm picking Nassim Sadikov, guys. Finish. Okay, TKO. Moving on to the women's flyweight bout. Macy Barber versus Karine Silva. I'm picking Macy Barber. Karine Silva's buns, bro. She's bad. She robbed her last opponent. I don't know why she's getting such a high-ranked opponent in Macy Barber. She should have been fighting like 1 or 2 spots ahead in the freaking rankings, not like 5, guys. Karine Silva is so mid. Her performance the last time she fought was so bad. She freaking robbed her opponent. I haven't seen Macy Barber fight that much, but she's 14-2. Karine Silva's 19-5. I'm picking Macy Barber unanimous decision. This crap can't be freaking real. Freaking moving on. I'm not going to try and explain anything else about this. I literally saw Karine Silva fight once, and it was a bad fight. I thought she lost. And I picked her, so I was fine with her winning then. But now, I'm picking against her, so I'm hoping she loses because I want my pick to be right. Duh. But also, she's not that good, so like I wouldn't pick her regardless. Moving on. Terrence McKinney versus Chris Duncan. Terrence McKinney's going to chin him out. Chris Duncan is kind of a punching bag to me. Kind of like a Mateusz Rebecki. He literally fought Mateusz Rebecki, and, well, he beat him, but freak, he took so much damage. They both took so much damage in that fight. Like, I'm not kidding. I think Chris Duncan is, like, good enough to... He's tough, but, like, freak, he's never faced an explosive guy as Terrence McKinney. I know people like to make fun of Terrence T-Rex for being chinny, like he's like a freaking car crash fighter, and I understand that he is. Like, he's either gonna kill you or get killed. But I think he's gonna mog. He's just gonna Marauder Max, Marauder Max Chris Duncan. And also, Chris Duncan isn't like that super skilled. Terrence McKinney's like at least somewhat well-rounded. But Chris Duncan, he's a comeback fighter, so if he gets rocked early and then comes back, he's probably gonna win. But either way, this fight is just gonna immediately end. It's gonna end in either the first or second round early. Either round, it doesn't matter. I think Terrence McKinney gets it done though. I think he chins out Chris Duncan fast, like really fast. Like he steps forward, knocks him the freak out, or he gets knocked out. There's no in between. Terrence McKinney, I got Terrence McKinney though, because I think he's more than likely gonna knock out Chris Duncan. Respectfully, of course. But my second pick would be Chris Duncan by KO, because neither of these guys like to win decisions, okay? But Chris Duncan will win some. But Chris Duncan also can finish people. But Terrence McKinney always finishes people. That's what he does, okay, guys? That's what he's doing to Chris Duncan. He's gonna finish him early. All right, moving on. Grant Dawson or Manuel Torres. Grant Dawson got chinned out by Bobby Green. Let that sink in a little bit. Bobby Green, who been KO'd like 5 different times. In between those 5 times getting chinned out, he chinned out Grant Dawson. Manuel Torres is durable too, but, he's explosive as freak on the feet. I got Manuel Torres by KO. I'm sorry, I can't pick Grant Dawson. He's not that good. Like, he's not very entertaining. He's not particularly super dangerous on the ground game, with his ground game either. It's kind of boring, from what I've heard. And if you're getting just mostly decisions in your fight, you can't be that great at lightweight. You can't be that great at lightweight. You gotta get some finishes, right? Like, I get a lot of lightweight fighters that get finishes, usually the unranked guys or the highly ranked guys. But not getting any finishes in your past 5 fights? Come on. I'm picking Manuel Torres by finish, probably TKO early. First round or second round. But if not, I got Grant Dawson by decision. Because freak. That brother's still good, okay? Even if he's boring as freak, he's still good. So I'm not going to diss on him too much. But still, he's boring and he's not super dangerous on the feet or the ground. I think Manuel Torres is more dangerous on the ground too. Which is crazy to say. Not more dominant. Don't get my words twisted here. Not more dominant, just more dangerous. I got Manuel Torres by TKO. Moving on to the main card. I'm kind of blasting through this because I kind of have to. I'm picking Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov. Who am I picking? I'm picking Jan Blachowicz. Or Blachowicz. Blachowicz. Blachowicz looks probably the most correct to me. Look, I don't think Bogdan Guskov's that good, guys. I really don't think he's that good. Jan Blachowicz, I mean, yeah, he's slow. He's lost his last, 3 fights in a row. Mix in there a draw that he arguably won, or should have won. And you got a guy who's on like a technically 2-fight losing streak. But still, he hasn't been finished. All of these fights have been competitive. Every single one of them. His fight with Ankalaev was competitive. His fight with Glover was competitive. If that was one of his most recent fights. Holy crap. What was his last freaking loss? Lost to Olberg. Lost to Pereira. Had a draw with Ankalaev. Beat Rakic. Okay, so he's on technically like a 3-fight losing streak, 2-fight losing streak. Honestly, not that bad considering who he's fought. All the champions. Or people like champions. Even Carlos Olberg is champion level. Okay, I'm going to say that and leave it there. But honestly, I thought he won the fight against Olberg. I really did. And I don't think Bogdan Guskov's as fast or as good as Carlos Olberg. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna let that just sit in the air, sink in the air. Okay. I think Jan Blachowicz is very good. I think he's a highly skilled opponent for Bogdan Guskov. This is a very big test. And look, they love feeding the guys that knock out Nikita Krylov to immediate top 5 ranked opponents. But I'm going to tell you, the last guy who fought a higher ranked opponent after knocking out Nikita Krylov got starched. And if you know anything about Bogdan Guskov, he's got a 33% chance to lose by decision, freaking TKO, or submission. And you know, Jan Blachowicz is still good. He's still good. He's just slow because he's old. Duh. But I think Jan Blachowicz is going to win. I think he's going to win a decision. That, or he's going to knock out Bogdan Guskov. Because I don't really see Bogdan Guskov knocking out Jan Blachowicz, even though he's probably knocked out his last 3 opponents. Look at his last opponent. Can you tell me that that's a freaking, like, that's a good win? Like, bro. And he was arguably getting outstruck by Nikita Krylov. He's not that good. Okay, he KO'd Ryan Spann. Who hasn't? Who hasn't KO'd Ryan Spann? Come on. Waldo Cortez Acosta knocked him out. He's knocked him out. Bro, Ryan Spann is so mid. He's a good opponent for mid fighters, or like decent fighters, but he's not really anything special. I have no clue who Zach Palga is, but he KO'd him in the first round. And then he's been submitted by Volkan Oezdemir in 2023. Got submitted first round by Volkan Oezdemir. And now he's going to fight Jan Blachowicz. Guys, I can't pick this guy. I can't pick Bogdan Guskov. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Not confidently. If I pick him, I'm going to be worried he's going to get starched out by Jan. And if I pick Jan, I'm worried he's going to lose to Bogdan by whatever the freak. I don't see Jan Blachowicz getting knocked out because I think he's got a good chin. I mean, freak, he fought Olberg, didn't get starched. He fought Alex Pereira, didn't get starched. He fought Ankalaev, didn't get starched. He's fought so many guys that had the power to starch him, and they didn't. So I think he's going to win by decision, guys. I mean, he's still a good fighter. He was a champion. Does he deserve a title shot off this win? No. Finish or no finish, spectacular or not, I don't think he should get a title shot. I think he should, again, fight someone lower in the rankings. Duh. But I still think Bogdan Guskov needed more time to cook in the oven. Okay? Because this guy, although he's got couple of finishes on his record right now, he could go in here and get bodied by Jan. He really could, guys. And I think that that's what's going to happen. He's either getting finished or getting taken to a very crafty decision. Also, Jan Blachowicz is going to chop the inside leg of Bogdan Guskov so much. You don't think he's going to? He's going to. He really is going to. Jan Blachowicz, people forget, is a psychopath who loves slamming inside low kicks. For no reason, by the way. Bro does that for the love of the game. And he's done it against so many different people he's faced. It's actually ridiculous. So I got Jan Blachowicz by either finish, TKO, or unanimous decision. And I'm going for the unanimous decision. He's just a little slow. But that don't mean he ain't still good. Alright, going up. Henry Cejudo versus Peyton Talbot. I got the crafty veteran, Peyton Talbot. I'm going Peyton Talbot. I don't think Henry Cejudo has it in him anymore, guys. I think he's done. He's done, guys. I don't think I have to explain this, why I'm picking him. He's old. He's washed. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. This is his last fight in general. Last few people who've retired in this sport have been freaking slimed or lost in spectacular fashion. Dustin Poirier lost in spectacular fashion, even though he didn't get starched. He still lost in spectacular fashion because he's the GOAT. He made that fight way better than it could have been or should have been. Either way, most of the time when you retire, you just get slimed. And that's what I think is going to happen to Henry Cejudo. He was losing the song. He lost to Merab badly. He lost to Aljamain, which isn't terrible. Like, those aren't terrible wins, but losing to Song Yadong, like, you were actually really losing the fight. To be fair, he did get eye poked, so maybe he's still good, you know? Maybe he's still good, but as for now, I'm picking Peyton Talbot by finish. Moving on. Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. Now, I wanna say Brandon Moreno's been really hyped up this fight because everyone thinks he's getting slimed by Tatsuro Taira. And I think he's getting slimed by Tatsuro Taira. Even though Tatsuro Taira's most recent fight was Hung Seung Park or something like that, I still think he's just probably going to be faster than Moreno. He's probably going to be too quick for him and just get on his back immediately, choke him out. I know that sounds crazy, but I see Tatsuro Taira as like this crazy fast grappler that just immediately wants to get your neck. Go for the rear naked choke while on your back. And I think that's what's going to happen to Brandon Moreno. Do I think Brandon Moreno's going to win the stand-up? Absolutely. I absolutely think he's going to win the stand-up. But I think he's going to get submitted by Tatsuro Taira. He's just really, really good. And I think he could definitely freaking choke him the freak out. And I definitely see that happening more than I see Brandon Moreno winning by finish or TKO. Although I will say, Brandon Moreno probably could get a crafty decision because he's just that good. So that would be my one or two picks, is Tatsuro Taira by submission or Brandon Moreno by unanimous decision, where like he just kept it on the feet the whole fight and just boxed the freak out of Tatsuro Taira. But Tatsuro Taira is really fast, guys. I think he's going to take down Moreno or get on his back and choke him out immediately. Because Tatsuro Taira is dangerous. And people don't respect his stand-up as much as they should. At all. Like, people don't think he's that good on a stand-up. But, dude, he's good. Like, he's actually pretty freaking good. Either way, I'm picking Tatsuro Taira by submission. Now, this is where my picks are going to be rock solid, okay? Back to back, we got co-main event. Alexandre Pantoja versus Joshua Van. I got Alexandre Pantoja by submission. And as much as that hurts to say, because I love Joshua Van, me and my brother love this guy a lot. We really think he's something. He's really something. He's really special. I really think he is. And I think he beats the majority of flyweights on the roster. I just think Alexandre Pantoja is just too good. I think he's going to walk him down, take him down, and choke him out. Rear naked choke. And that hurts to say because I love Joshua Van. I want him to get the win. I want him to get a finish even. But I can't pick that, knowing that his game plan's probably not changed that much. But this is what young fighters need, you know, when they get a little too big for their bridges. They need a loss to humble them. I think Joshua Van's coming into this a little too confident. Yes, he's the most deserving contender right now. And by no means anyone else deserves a title shot. But he still needs time. It still seems like too much too soon. Even though I'm glad he beat Brandon Royval, because I don't want to see Brandon Royval versus Alexandre Pantoja IV, or Brandon Moreno and Alexandre Pantoja IV. I don't want to see either of those. But yeah, I think Joshua Van could win, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Alexandre Pantoja is going to take him down eventually. He's going to find it and choke him out. I think he's just that good, dude. I really do. I really do. I really do believe that. So I got Alexandre Pantoja by submission. Moving on to the main event. We got Merab dvalishvili versus Petr Yan. I am not a Yan sexual, bro. I'm just not. I'm not on that hype train. I think if you think he's gotten that much better, I think you're a little delusional. The past 3 wins he's had, I mean, sure they're decent, but they're not like crazy. He's gone against strikers every single time. He hasn't really had to go against a wrestler in a little while. I mean, his last fight was against Marcus McGee, who was ranked 13. And he lost the first round against Marcus McGee, and then came back, and of course he, you know, put on a crafty vet performance. But I think Merab dvalishvili is just better at almost everything except striking. Like, name me one thing like Petr Yan's better at. Oh wait, other than boxing, name one singular thing he's better at than Merab. Still thinking? Good, because guess what? He's not really better than anything than Merab, aside from boxing, again. But even in their first fight, yeah, sure, he had an injury. Whatever. So did Merab. Merab always fights with an injury. Broken toes, split foot, split shin, freak it, broken arm. He'll do it all. He'll still wrestle you, freaking punch you in the face with the broken hand. Doesn't freaking matter. So, and also I think Merab's improved massively. He's got way more power and technique behind his striking. He's more dangerous in the submission game. So he's not just going to hold a boring decision to Petr Yan. I think he's going to beat the freak out of Petr Yan. I think he's going to beat him the freak up. And eventually, I think he's going to either finish him, which is crazy to say, because he almost finished Corey Sandhagen, or he's going to just take another unanimous decision in dominant fashion. I got Merab dvalishvili by unanimous decision either way, because that's the safer option for me. And that will be the wrap-up for this UFC main event. Final pay-per-view of the year, by the way. And of possibly all time. Or at least for now. But yeah, that's who I got. I got Merab dvalishvili, unanimous decision. Alexandre Pantoja, submission. Tatsuro Taira by submission. Peyton Talbot by finish. And Jan Blachowicz by unanimous decision. Alright, guys. Y'all have a blessed one. I'll see you again soon on the channel. Peace.